Everyone thinks the U-boats nearly won the Battle of the Atlantic. They're catastrophically wrong. The German U-boat menace, operating in deadly Wolfpacks, very nearly choked Britain into submission. But the silent, unsung heroes of the merchant navy, protected by an ingenious, evolving system of convoys, ultimately defied them. This wasn't just a fight for survival. It was a complex game of cat and mouse, played across an ocean. Britain, an island nation, depended utterly on imported goods, food, raw materials, oil. Without these lifelines, the war effort would crumble within weeks. Hitler knew this, and his U-boats were the spearhead of a strategy designed to starve the British Isles into submission, cutting off their vital arteries. At the war's outset, the Royal Navy, scarred by World War I losses, initially resisted the idea of widespread convoys, believing they presented a larger target. A dangerous miscalculation. U-boats, free to hunt alone, picked off merchant ships with chilling efficiency. Early 1940s saw staggering losses. The Wolfpack tactic, pioneered by Admiral Karl Dönitz, was devastatingly effective. Multiple U-boats would stalk a convoy, then attack simultaneously at night, overwhelming the escorts. It was a terrifying ballet of predator and prey, often under the cloak of darkness and foul weather. But the British weren't static targets. They rapidly adapted. The convoy system, reluctantly readopted, became highly organized. Merchant ships gathered at assembly points, then sailed in carefully arranged formations, protected by a growing complement of escort vessels, destroyers, frigates, corvettes. One of the earliest innovations was high-frequency direction finding, or HF/DF, nicknamed Huff Duff. This technology allowed escort ships to triangulate the position of a U-boat, sending a radio message, even if it was hundreds of miles away. A U-boat's brief radio burst could seal its fate. Another crucial development was radar. Early sets were bulky, but by 1942, airborne radar allowed long-range patrol aircraft to detect surfaced U-boats at night or in fog. This denied the U-boats their safe haven on the surface, forcing them to dive, slowing them down, and draining their batteries. The advent of the escort carrier was a game-changer. These smaller, converted merchant ships carried aircraft directly with the convoys, providing continuous air cover far out into the Atlantic, beyond the range of land-based planes. This closed the dreaded mid-Atlantic gap. Anti-submarine weaponry also evolved rapidly. Depth charges became more effective, fired from multiple launchers. The Hedgehog mortar, which fired contact-fused projectiles forward, created a pattern of explosions ahead of the ship, allowing continuous sonar contact during an attack. Training became paramount. Escort group commanders developed sophisticated tactics to counter Wolfpacks. Coordinated attacks, often by multiple ships, forced U-boats deep, exhausting their crews and batteries, making them vulnerable to sustained pursuit. It was a brutal war of attrition. The sheer bravery of the merchant seamen cannot be overstated. They were civilian sailors, often poorly armed, facing constant mortal danger. Their ships were slow, their survival rates low if torpedoed. Yet they kept sailing, knowing their cargo was Britain's very breath. Convoy SC-7, in October 1940, illustrated the peril. 35 merchant ships, lightly protected, were hammered by a Wolfpack. 20 ships were sunk in 3 days. It was a stark, brutal lesson in the need for more escorts and better equipment. Conversely, Convoy ONS-5 in May 1943 showed the turning tide. Despite encountering a massive Wolfpack of over 40 U-boats, the convoy, well escorted and with air support, sank 6 U-boats for the loss of 13 merchant ships. A tactical victory that signaled a strategic shift. The cracking of the Enigma code, thanks to Bletchley Park, was perhaps the ultimate secret weapon. By reading German naval communications, the Allies could often predict U-boat movements, allowing convoys to be rerouted around danger or hunter-killer groups to be dispatched. By mid-1943, the tide had unequivocally turned. New construction of merchant ships and escort vessels finally outpaced losses. The U-boats, once the apex predators of the Atlantic, now faced ever-increasing odds of being hunted themselves. Their happy time was definitively over. The Battle of the Atlantic was not won by a single decisive engagement, but by a relentless, grinding struggle of technology, tactics, and sheer human endurance. It was a silent, often unseen war, fought by thousands of men and women, whose daily efforts ensured the survival of a nation. The merchant convoys, once vulnerable targets, became formidable moving fortresses. They represented a collective will to survive, a testament to ingenuity under pressure. Without their perseverance, the entire Allied war effort would have faced an impassable hurdle. This silent war, fought across thousands of miles of unforgiving ocean, proved that even the most terrifying weapon can be outmaneuvered. It's a powerful lesson in adaptation, resilience, and the critical importance of supply lines. Explore the secret intelligence operations that turn the tide in our next deep dive.